The African Union Summit, an annual parade of the African continent that has for the last 50 years set out to try and chart Africa's destiny. And while the organization has certainly made strides from its core mission of liberating the continent from colonialism and apartheid, 50 years on, it's yet to achieve its other main goal, that of integration, a united Africa with a common strategy.
The problem of deciding what is common.
Like many, Professor David Kikaya, an international relations lecturer at the United States International University in Nairobi, Kenya, blames this on weak political foundations and the lack of key factors to help in economic integration. For this to be achieved, Professor Kikaya says the AU must prioritize economic integration and diversify the African economy, especially in the transport, infrastructure and communication sectors, based on the already existing regional blocks.
Its emphasis must emphasize those areas of integration in the continent, on the continent, that definitely are of economic nature. Let's take, for example, Kenya, Ethiopia, South Sudan are cooperating over the Lamu connection into South Sudan and into Ethiopia. That's really the area, the way to go.
But several countries are somewhat integrated. At least 14 countries in West and Central Africa use the CFA franc as a currency. Similarly, regional blocs such as the East African Community, the Economic Community of Western African States, ECOWAS, the Southern African Development Community, SADC, and even the Economic Community of Central African States have evolved, reflecting the desire by the continent to form formidable trading blocs.
The African Union should be coming in providing the platform, providing the support on which resources can be mobilized to enhance whatever programs and projects that are being put in place.
Currently, the continent boasts of 10 of the world's fastest growing economies, and the United Nations Economic Commission for Africa says Africa's medium-term growth prospects remain strong at 4.8% in 2013 and a projected 5.1% in 2014. At least 22 countries on the continent either fall within or are just short of attaining the middle income status. However, many are yet to benefit from the economic transformation. But economic success cannot be achieved in isolation. The emerging wave of militancy and terror cells in parts of the continent, coupled with the failure by a majority of African states to fully utilize their vast natural resources, a degree of impunity and political brinkmanship, have conspired to chart a rocky path for Africa's journey to success.
Forget about corruption, because corruption is just a product of impunity as far as I'm concerned. If you are to address the issue of impunity at a continental level, we have what it takes for us to take off.
As the AU and member states mark the 50th anniversary of the founding of the Organization of African Unity under the theme Pan-Africanism and African Renaissance, African leaders will also consider Agenda 2063, a blueprint they say will bring socio-economic and political transformation to the continent.
It's going to be very important that we continue because obviously Africans understand the situation on the ground better, and they have the capacity to bring solutions.
Well, little doubt that the past 50 years for the African Union have been checkered, perhaps born out of the continent's failure to chart out an elaborate policy framework. Forward planning is not an option for the continent, rather it's a must. Jane Kiyo, CCTV, Nairobi, Kenya.